interesting group. I've been doing this for 17 years now, 10 as the head coach. When you have as many sophomores, juniors, and seniors mixed together as we did this year, with vastly different personalities on a lot of different levels, you try and figure out what works best. And the answers weren't always there clear. I'm sure these guys can attest that some days it was hard. There's no doubt about it. It was hard for the coaches too. But they persevered, they hung in there, they stayed together, and I think overall they enjoyed the season. Obviously, it was great at the end of the year beating Monroe. That's one of the moments I know I'll never forget with this group, and I'm sure they won't either. And to be perfectly honest with you, the way we competed against Hunterdon Central, the deck was stacked against us. They forced us to go play on a field that was to their advantage and not ours. And I'll be perfectly honest, the wind and the short porch and right was the difference in the game. I still say we played them on a high school field, we're catching that fly ball. And who knows what's going to happen for the rest of that game, okay? But the main thing I took away from that game was how they fought, how they battled. Down 3-0 in the first inning, they picked each other up, they hung in there, come back and take the lead 4-3. And it just didn't go our way towards the end of the game, but it wasn't because of a lack of effort. And that's the one thing that I know that these guys will take with them forever is we fought until the end. We had a really good game in the state tournament, the previous game against Monroe, and overall things were good. It was a successful season. It was a fun season, although at times it was challenging and it wasn't easy. For the seniors who were leaving, and I'll mention a little bit more of this later on, I know the underclassmen respect and appreciate everything you did for them, because we certainly had good leadership and we had good role models, not just on the field but off the field, the way they conducted themselves, in the halls, in the classroom, the type of people that they are. And the other thing is that we know going forward, we want to do a little bit more. It's kind of the same message I said to the freshmen and the JV team. What you put into it is what you get out of it. How hard are you going to work? How much better are you going to get? Are you going to do it individually or are you going to do it collectively? Because the goal is to beat team, right? And the one thing that I'm going to stress over and over, especially with the varsity guys, is mental. Understanding the game, mental toughness, IQ, figuring things out on your own so you don't have to be told and you're able to overcome some things that happen. And that's a part of experience, that's part of the process. But overall, it was a very, very good season. I want to thank the varsity for everything they did. So right now, just in general, thank you to the varsity. Nice job. Unfortunately, Coach Talbot couldn't make it. Again, Coach Talbot's a guy that gives up a lot. Coach Talbot played for me. He's the oldest of 3 brothers. They all play basketball and baseball for me. Coach Talbot was an outstanding player. He was an all-state player, Carpenter Cup player. He played at the University of Purdue on the best team in the school history. They hosted a regional. He was 3rd team all Big Ten. He came home. He has a sales job now. He did a couple of summer workout stuff, and he got the itch. He's like, I got to find a way to do this, man. I want to hang around. I want to be a part of the program. I want to give back. So the last couple of years, he got involved. And it's not easy. For a guy who works a regular job like him, where, to be honest, his hours are early in the morning to late at night. He travels constantly. He's on the phone constantly. For him to get here as often as he did was amazing. It was amazing. When he's here, he does a fantastic job. Now, again, just so happens he couldn't make it today because of work, but he wished you guys the best and he wanted to thank you for everything. So I want to thank Coach Talbot, even though he couldn't be here today.